It's the NFL free agency period, also known as shore leave. Drunken sailors spend the money, and in Foxborough, sober as judges. I'm Kevin Dupont for Globe 10.0 here with Scott Thurston.
That's good.
I'll tell you, Scotty, so you know what? We can certainly fault where the Patriots have spent money. Adelius Thomas, Danny Amendola, Hainsworth. It's a classic example of it's not how much you spend, it's to whom you give it.
Correct.
Right? But that said, are you comfortable with their methodology here versus the rest of the field?
Yes. It's hard to argue with their level of success. And look, they're built for sustainability. And this is how they operate. The results speak for themselves. AFC Championship games, the occasional Super Bowl. Hard to argue with that. They want $3-4 million players rather than the $12 million guy.
Yeah. Which is what Mike O'Connell said when he took over the Bruins job, and you can see where it went to Mike. But I will tell you this: I think you're right. Part of it is the AFC East, and our friend Dan Shaughnessy points to this all the time, and the relative weakness of the AFC at large. They can kind of pencil in, and that becomes their enabling element. But when you look at an overview of a franchise, it has to, here's where they have to perform. They have to reward and cultivate their core talent, however that core talent comes to them. They have to make trades, they have to make free agency signees to augment that. Mm-hmm. And then underneath the growth material, of course, is the draft pick, right?
Correct.
So if you look at the Patriots and all those four metrics, I think now in 2014, they're not hitting it like they used to hit it. I think their recent history on those four metrics has become spotty. What's been the cure? The cure has been Belichick, because Belichick is able to, on the field, make a lot of fixes, adjustments, get them over the line with one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the game.
Absolutely.
But just looking at the metrics, their metrics now are spotty. I don't think there's any denying that.
Well, no, and I think you may be right. But I think if you look at what happened to them last year, okay? They lose Wilfork, they lose Mayo, they lose Tommy Kelly, and they keep it all together. And they come within a couple of plays of hosting the AFC Championship game against Denver.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say that they did something wrong last year with what their approach was.
Right. You can't say they're failing, but you can say, I think what we have to say is that it's become spotty. It's become questionable in places. Yeah. That's because in the end, what's your final score of Seattle Patriots Super Bowl?
Oh, no, they get smoked.
60-0.
Yeah.
60-0. So we think they're close.
Smoked.
We think they're good. When you look at them against the best talent in the league, thank you, Scott Thurston, they need help.